Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena, and today we are going to be taking a look at FNM. You can already see the deck I already have up here. I'll probably hide that spot for now. And I'm probably going to forget to put it back up again until after the first game, but never mind that. So, it's Historic Brawl. We are going to explore some of the other cards, but... Okay, a little bit of story time, guys. So a little bit of story time for this one. Originally the deck I wanted to build was just around this guy, Tiny Bones Trinket Thief. It unfortunately limited me to just black. I would have to put a lot of low power rogues. I would be under a lot of mercy, so not so great. Oops. So instead I decided to go for the blue-black option. Unfortunately, in terms of actual commanders, like I would put Zaret San, but you really want to be catching them by surprise. And we were doing a lot more milling, so I figured I'd have him in one of the 60. I might probably change that as we go around, but I decided, well, let's take advantage of Gyruda. So okay, hold on. Yeah, I need to turn on filter. Let's change this up a bit. Yeah, let's go regular. So let's take a look at over what he does. Well, everyone pretty much knows what Gyruda does for quite some time. It's pretty much ETB. It's a 6/6 for 6, enters the battlefield. Each player mills 4 cards. You get to put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among the milled cards. Actually, now that you mention it, since we were talking about mill, there's one other card that because we could do it as a mill deck, but this is really more of a rogues deck taking advantage of mill. That said, there are some guys like this guy that I'm not exactly taking advantage right now, so it's mostly just rogue synergy. And it attacks multiple ways. One, it buffs for extra that. It gets a bit of a buff, basically, courtesy of cards like Una's Blackguard, Soaring Taut Teeth. We get to load up the graveyard that way. That's play number 1. Play number 2, we get to attack their hand. Cards like Thoughtseize, Thought Erasure. Remember this one? Oh yeah, it's back. Thief of Sanity Mills doesn't attack the hand, but we have an alternate plan of attacking the hand. Basically, we try to take advantage of Waste Not for that. Although there aren't that many hand discard spells this time around, so this one might actually not make the cut. I might actually sub it for something else. So we have multiple ways of attacking. There's Rankle, always very good. Also Gonti, very good as well. Though doesn't exactly mill, but it does let us steal other players' cards. Also have classic Tasa. Who doesn't want to bounce cards over and over again? Like, yeah, Gyruda Spark Double. Remember that one? We're probably not gonna get that far. And we have synergies like Nighthawk Scavenger. We are going to go heavy on board wipes. So we have Languish, we have Bontu's Last Reckoning. Those are our main board wipes. Quite a bit of removal. We actually have Rags to Riches as an alternate because the richest part actually could be quite relevant. Hostage Taker. And we have the classic Agent of Treachery because, well, it's Historic Brawl. It's actually quite legal here. Otherwise, we should be relatively fine. We are running 19, 20, 21, 20. Hold on. I need to do a land check. 21, 22, 23, 24. We're running 24 lands plus an Arcane Signet. We'll see how it goes. I'm not so sure what kind of decks we're going to be facing up against. There's a single Elder Spell there just as a concession. I'm expecting quite a few Planeswalkers. We're not exactly running Planeswalkers ourselves. That's probably a mistake. I'm just trying to see which cards work. So right here we see Radha, so we kind of want a heavy... We are kind of short on mana. I'm going to gamble with this one, but it's probably not a great idea. Also, this one requires discard. I'm probably gonna cut the waste knot. This one's probably not gonna fit. Yeah, I might actually cut this for, say, another land. That's probably the safer bet. Other alternates would be, well, there are more rogues. We could just play more rogues. So we're looking for... Yeah, we probably should have mulliganed this hand. Opponent plays Rugged Highlands. We get Thieving Skydiver. And we're not gonna... Also unfortunate, we're not going to be able to steal us Arcane Signet with this one. We need 2 more lands at least. So we're just going to go Merfolk Wind Robber. We're going to see how things go. Just start milling our opponent's graveyard, sort of. Unless our opponent decides... Yeah, we really need to be more land heavy. Okay, there's a stop. Okay, we got that out of the way. And, okay, we hit our 3rd land, so that's the good news. Let's play the Waste Knot. Again, it's starting to look like... The Waste Knot's a lot better when it was mono black. I had a lot more discard strategies. Here, it's probably not. Rada. Here, Heart's Held. Okay, we hit the Field of the Dead. It's a bit... I could play Bontu's Last Reckoning. We're gonna wait a bit. So next turn we can just go Rankle. We can Rankle or Gonti. Rankle probably more... Actually, Rankle's probably more relevant here. This is our mini combo. So we're gonna take... Now, because of the way this works, nothing... I can't just cast the... If I have to do the disc... Oh wow, Shadow Spear. Well... Hey, Thieving Skydiver, maybe we could make that work. Also got Hostage Taker as an option. Okay, need to think this through. I can also hostage the artifact, but that's probably... Okay, let's assume this one probably dies, so... Let's play Rankle. So each player discards a card, each player loses 1 life and draws a card. Okay, we'll play it just that. So, wow, we have to discard something. I'm gonna actually discard Gonti. We'll see what our opponent gives us. If they discard a land, it's really sad. We just get 2 mana we can't use. End of combat, can't use that. Might as well play the Bojuka Bog. We can exile our own graveyard? No. So we're gonna take quite a bit of damage unless our opponent has an answer. So the Scoot Swarm plays a land. Plays another land. So probably gonna equip they have the Fire Prophecy, so at least Shadow... Oh well. I guess now is a good time to do Bont... If we can... Bontu's Last Reckoning plus Thieving Skydiver, so we need 1 more land. No, we didn't get the 1 more land. I might not have a choice. So, probably just play this. Because we have an alternate way of stealing the Shadow Spear. Yeah, that Bontu's Last Reckoning, very relevant. Opponent could probably just recast Rada. Hostage Taker will be awkward. Well, not too awkward. If our opponent goes for it, we will be waiting at... We'll be fading 1 turn. But yeah, we kind of want spells like this. Valakut Exploration. So this one's really more landfall based. Opponent's probably not going to be able to cast that. So we'll take 1 damage. So we need to start emptying this opponent's hand. Okay, so we hit 6 mana. That's a good news. We kind of want another blue source here. So we could kind of go for Gyruda, but I'm more inclined to just steal the Shadow Spear, recast it on our own side. Beanstalk Giant. And not gonna be able to cast. Oh, wait, they haven't played the land yet. They could still cast it actually. Once upon a time. Okay, they're not gonna be able to cast it, so we're gonna take 1 more damage. Finds a land. Then finds another land. Finds a closest. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least we yeah, we have the weird distinction of borrowing our opponent's Shadow Spear. So we're gonna be taking some damage for now. We need to catch up with Shadow Spear, which means I'm probably gonna need to play Thief of Sanity. I'm gonna probably play these guys, then drop Shadow Spear down. I don't mind losing some cards. Let me help. Opponent probably gonna drop Beanstalk Giant or Rada again. Yeah, the Valakut Exploration's a problem. We really need to race. Horn Mammoth. Okay. Fights Hostage Taker. That's not relevant. So we hit an Agadeem's Awakening. We can use it to buy back 1, 2, 3. We're not buying back anything here. A little life back. I'm actually gonna just play this out. Enters tap. Get zombie. Okay. Thief of Sanity. Can't re-equip. We'll pass. Okay. So a bit of a race. Okay, lose the hostage take. We're about to drop. We're gonna drop Gyruda soon. Gyruda probably died. At least this does... Oh, it has trample. You don't have much of a choice. I can't exactly block with everything. Opponent probably wants to recast Grumgully into Rada. Okay, that's nice. So Rada's a pretty good threat. Wipes our board. Come on, cast Rada so we can at least get rid of the Torn Mammoth. Yeah, it's thinking about it. Might actually choose not to recast it. Then again, it does ensure that Clotis lives, so... Yeah, if we draw a removal spell, we can actually snipe Clotis unless our opponent drops this down. Opponent has to decide. Yeah, opponent's not gonna go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, hold on. Agent of Treachery. Which would I rather steal? Because Clotis doesn't do much. Let's steal the Torn Mammoth. So we're hanging by a thread. Yeah, basically, most broken cards saving us. If our opponent can't answer their own Torn Mammoth, we will get Rada. March killed, gets to play this one again. We'll probably sacrifice some Agent of Treachery. Shame if sacrifice Agent of Treachery, but there's no way around it. I'm not taking 7, that's for sure. What's this? Oh, Fires of Invention. Yeah, opponent could cast that. That would be their second spell, so they wouldn't be able to cast anything else. Okay, I have to block. That's a given. So the one thing is we can actually Fires of Invention, that ends it. Okay, so we actually have some math to do. 1. Those 4 cards. Yeah, we'll snipe Clotis first. Okay, we whiffed on... So I'm probably gonna submit 0 here. So we finally answered. So we actually answered their Clotis with their own cards. So we kind of have a bit of a race going. I actually inclined to move the Shadow Spear to one of their own creatures again. So this gun pumps but doesn't get trample. It gets first strike, so I can chump the Cunning Night Bonder onto it. Wow. Pump. I'm concerned of instant trample. Ember Key. Okay, so this is... Oh, wow. That actually kills us. Wow, the Ember Cleave. So, yeah, if we throw everything in front, it still dies. Yeah, it's a good game. You're so close! I can't believe it. Good game. Well, it's busted versus busted. I did steal their cards, but yeah, the Ember Cleave out of nowhere, and opponent got the free pump as well. Yeah, I forgot about the Fires of Invention. The math. Yeah, having to do math. Couldn't be helped. Welcome to Historic, so you have to expect things to be more busted than they are. I'm actually quite happy with how things went. Waste not so much. I'm probably gonna cut that card. So let's make that cut. So what would I want instead of Waste Not? I'd want an actual creature. Or an actual spell. Let's try a copy of Silent Departure for now. No, my reasoning behind that one is I do want to be able to have more effects that I can replay again. I'm probably gonna end up milling some of my own cards, so that's a bonus. I might actually consider Chainer's Edict as well. That's another way to get some extra removal down the line. And yeah, I was right. I actually forgot to bring the list up. Well, I was gonna have to make the change anyway. So hold on for a second. Kind of not happy with MTG Goldfish. They're not exactly updating. They're not exactly updating the legalities. So Silent Departure. Okay. So looking at this, 1, 2. We got a Blackguard into Tiny Bones. We got a bunch of 2-drops, but we're delayed for 2 turns. I'm gonna mulligan this. Okay, this is much better. We... Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Thought Erasure, wreck our opponent, sure. The life might be a problem. Oh, our opponent's also playing Tiny Bones. So, let's see. Heartless Pillage. I'm gonna make them discard that one. Oh, we got Fabled Passage, so we're kind of gold on mana. Kind of want actual removal, but... Okay, so... Yeah, let's take out Hippie. Sure, actually, that's fine. because our opponent's gonna play this one. Gonna fade one turn. So at least we know our opponent's good stuff is Liliana, Waker of the Dead, Underworld Sentinel's a bit on the very slow side. My concern is if they have a way to make us discard cards, I'd have to give up Conti and Tasa. Okay, we didn't have to give up Conti and Tasa. So target player sacrifices a creature. I'll force him to play it. It at least means he doesn't get to play... I'll force him to play the Chainer Seed. At least it means they don't get to play Liliana, Waker of the Dead for a turn. And we get to borrow some of our opponent's good cards. So take note, this is cast, so... We're gonna borrow their Gonti. Kinda still hoping for more lands, but we should be kind of fine. So our opponent has to decide... What's this? Number of cards in your graveyard. Going for the Chainer's Edict, so that sets that up. I guess we're not taking too much damage. There's a Feed the Swarm, which we can use. Also have to be careful with Tasa. You have to remember that's not our Gonti because... Oh! Return it under your control. Okay, never mind. It's... Cabal Stronghold. Hold on. Cast that card, so yeah, cast on. So at least we can answer the Underworld Sentinel. Yeah, opponent probably plays Waker of the Dead. It will kill Gonti. That should open the way for us to... Yep. That opens the way for us to snipe it with Murderous Strike.
Address me as Queen of the Dead, please.
Yeah, we can answer this one before we start losing more cards. There's our own Tiny Bones. The mana is an issue here.
I'll be even more powerful next time.
But if I can get one more mana, at least we can replay the Rider, then probably cast down the Underworld Sentinel that's coming up. Wow, mana problems. Then again, we did go through... So when it attacks, so this one does nothing by itself. Still whiffing, but we are not gonna let that attack trigger happen. I can just play Tiny Bones. I can also... Okay, we'll pass the turn for now. Opponent is hitting all their mana. We're not, that's an issue. Rankle, Master of Pranks, oh yikes. We're gonna have to defeat that. Let's see if our opponent figures... Nope. Gets greedy, so at least we don't have to suffer Tiny Bones trigger. It also discourage. They're gonna likely hit the discard, but even then, it kind of discourages that. I might just discard Tasa. We don't exactly have synergies anymore. We're gonna lose even more life at this rate. Wow, this is gonna be painful. We might have lost too much life at this rate, but I have to do the Feed the Swarm. Okay, let's just discard a card. We're gonna discard Tasa. Finally hit the land, so we can actually just do... a regular kill spell instead. We need to start regaining stuff, so oh wow, I really want to cast Nighthawk Scavenger. I still want one more land so I can do... Okay, opponent is having problems now. Okay, not too bad. We can Scavenger into Windrobber. Force our opponent to kill this. I'm still gonna keep swinging because we can just block with Windrobber and draw a card. I'm assuming our opponent has an answer to Scavenger. With this many cards and no way... Divest reveals their artifact or creature, so we lose Tiny Bones. That was an alt. It was an alt strategy anyway. Extinction event. They have to name even or odd. So we're gonna sack. Not gonna let that go to waste. Yeah, we got the land we needed. Probably name odd. So yeah. So much for life gain. But we didn't discard a card, so we got that one for us. Oh wait, we did discard a card. Swarm, reset this one. Well, our life is dangerously low, but I'm stabilized for now. So next turn we're going for Gyruda. We kind of have to go for Gyruda. So much for our synergies. But our opponent had a ton of removal too. Burglar Rat. Oh come on, that was our land. Thank goodness we drew another one. Oh, nice! We hit one of their creatures, and we can flashback the Silent Departure, so we have a safety. So we're attack with all, because we need to start regaining life back. We could have gotten Thief of Sanity also, but Heartless Act on Gyruda. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, take action, move it back. I could put Connive Concoct as a way to... Opponent really wants to... Oh. And it's Barrenmoor, so it's a cycling land. Okay. They really want to hit them, this Chainer's Edict. Finale, XE for 3. Ooh, wow, nice. So... I could just bounce it, but that's kind of meaningless. Yeah, we're gonna start the painful process. Well, not quite painful. It's a slightly painful process of drawing cards. Opponent cast Tiny Bones. Could have gone for the Chainer's Edict, but that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna probably bounce this back. So we're trying to dig for another land so we can Gyruda again. Okay, hit the land. Good. Oh, also hit the Agent of Treachery. Ooh! He hit the Kitesail Freebooter. And... oh, they have a Thoughtseize. Okay. So at least we know the identity of their last card. We're gonna just go aggro this time. So, yeah, the Rags to Riches is now an option here. Opponent probably makes a sacrifice. I'm not gonna... no, I'm not giving them our Agent of Treachery. We're gonna sack... well, they might make us discard it anyway. This is supposed to be primed as a discard. Except they're drawing lands now. Yeah, he's gonna go for the Chainer's Edict, so I've sacrificed the zombie. We can riches their Tiny Bones, so we don't have to deal with it ever. Okay, we can also do Agent of Treachery, but yeah, they're a discard deck. Let's go for the ones that have to be discarded first. Let's root. Oh wow, this feels so mean. I feel bad for our opponent. This was what I was supposed to build. It's a good thing I changed my mind. It's a good thing I changed my mind. And yeah, missing out the power of these cards, why should I do that? Yeah. Your opponent's not going to have mercy on you. There's no reason for you to have mercy on your opponent in that sense. Like, this is called Historic Brawl. Play to the level of power that they're gonna let you play, and I did not put up the list again, so stream pop up. Yeah, but I'm sold on that list. I'm sold on the Silent Departure, even though we didn't get to use it. I'm definitely sold on... there you go. I'm gonna find a way to fit Chainer's Edict somewhere. I might have to cut... I might cut some certain cards to make that work. little bit of everything. With oh yeah, I forgot. This guy exists. So 2 mana, Pilfer, Enforcer. It's a maybe. I might as well. Pact of Negation feels like a late game emergency reset button. Or an instant reset button. Because we're not in... I probably do it next turn so that and remember, to discard the card is just so that it can't be blocked. It doesn't give any additional protection. And unfortunately, Hostage Taker not going to be taking anything. Ironically, if we don't need the Rags half, we can just discard this to the Riches half. Oh, yeah, I forgot. What was the... Opponent is taking their time. Good deck. Okay. Don't want me drawing cards, so be it. It's good. I kind of want one more mana, but even then, it's from that there. Opponent doesn't quite have a permanent yet. Any permanent's probably going to be this one. We're way behind here. I don't think we're in. I wouldn't call ourselves in a good position. This deck generally just runs a lot of removal, a lot of planeswalkers. Yeah, we're whiffing on lands. We really need land number 4. Let's hit a permanent. Actually, it is a permanent. I did ask for one. So we can actually hit Zaret Sun, but opponent has, okay, green, blue. Okay, green, red. Okay, they have all 5 colors. Going for Ashiok, Nightmare Muse. We can't pack because it's... Nightmare token. We got our land, but it's the wrong kind. This is combat play. I want to start filling this up. Ooh, nice on that. So if we can, so we could hit and maybe get a Zaret Sun. Also, kind of awkward that the Rags doesn't deal with these tokens. Yeah, we're 1 mana short of... Opponent might go for the Niv Mizzet. Which makes it awkward also because... Kenrit the Return King. Okay. He's can trample, that's fine. He swings with everything. We're going to... Wow, we just need to hit... Actually, no, it's fine. We're going to snipe the Kenrit. Oh, hold on. That player exiles a card. Oh, so if he ever decides to bounce his own, yeah, whiffing lands is still an issue. Hold on, let's reread this one. Oh shoot, what? Okay. Combat damage to a player. Okay. I said I need lands, but okay, we have to choose between Omnath and Kenrit. Let's go with the bigger one. It incentivizes them to bounce this. Which does wreck their hand slightly. Opponent's probably gonna prioritize killing this first before bouncing this. Oh no, goes for the bounce, then needs to exile a card. Exiles Assassin's Trophy. They replayed this. No, Justice Strike. Okay, that. So they won't get to replay it. But it does answer Zaret. Yeah, we're a bit on the... Hydroid Traces, X equals 2. Yeah, I can know that. Yeah, missing land drops is a problem. Well, it's a problem no matter what deck you're playing. How many lands? We only lost 1 land actually, so... And we lost an Arcane Signet. We lost 2 lands total. So I need to think this through. I can force our opponent to give us the Hydroid Krasis at least. Opponent is bound to cast Niv Mizzet soon. Which... Casualty. Yeah, this is essentially what I still hate about these decks. Though I really hate more the fact that we are way behind. I'm probably just gonna have a good game here. We're way behind. We did not have... By missing land drops, we did not have a shot at them coming back. Hand disruption would be a great idea also, but we're in the case of which do we lean more towards to? More towards hand disruption, more towards getting advantages over our opponent. I will say that we definitely want to add. I will probably add 1 more land here. So we need to start figuring out which card is the weakest link here. Okay, Pilfer, not too bad. So this play... I will just play Field of the Dead now. Oh no, we'll play the Temple of Deceit now. Pact of Negation. We do have 5... Pact of Negation... Oh, but... Oh, this is what I'm afraid of. Okay, so... So next turn, I could just drop the Field of the... Opponent's probably gonna burn this. Firebrand, Archer. Oh, it's 2-player. Okay, we have to let that resolve. So another spell, because we will just end up taking the... Yeah, we're gonna take it because our opponent's holding 1 mana up. Yeah, that was what I was afraid of. So we are forced to discard a card just to get this to hit, which is something I don't want to quite do yet. Yeah, since we're a long way off, I'm going to just discard the pact. And this leaves us with multiple options. We can cycle the Fetid Pools, which I Forbidden Friendship. Okay, opponents. We might actually die before getting anything through. And resolving Zared's Sun does not exactly solve anything for us. I cycle the Fetid Pools. Take that hit. So the opponent cashing in mana. Plays Hazoret, but still has quite... No, place the Rimrock Knight first. Oh, okay, nice. I actually forgot about that little ability. Orzhov Enforcers, good. So I'm actually gonna just drop the Orzhov Enforcer, but I'm also gonna hold up Cunning Nightbonder. Heartfire, aiming for us. So hold on, what the cards? Forbidden Friendship. I'm gonna decline. Okay, Elder Spell, not this matchup. We have to hold back now, but at least if our opponent casts Hazoret, can't attack us with Hazoret. We need to cast Thermo Alchemist. Hindsight, probably better off blocking this one because I'm going to be taking a lot of damage between these two. Our opponent is out of cards. Brazil's Fury. What does he sack? Okay, sacrifices 3. Oh wow! Nice. Yeah, wow, that is very calculating. Yeah, we kind of stumbled that one. Did not foresee that one. That was good. That was a good drop. But we didn't exactly have much of a catch-up at that point. Our opponent was going to drop Hazoret next turn. Yeah, and here's another mono-red deck, though at least it's not Hazoret flavored. I actually prefer the Hazoret deck. In terms of, I like that it has more reach. Okay, I like this. I don't like this for the mana and this stuff. I'm going to keep... Okay, so... Keep this one. We're definitely Dismal Backwater turn 1. All our lands are going to come into play tap, so a bit awkward. It does mean we can buy a bit of time. Though I would like an untapped land, or so at least we can hit the turn 4 Languish. This is kind of awkward. Going for, okay, opponent going for the quick light up. Lots of removal. So I can just drop the. Actually, no, we don't have. Because this is a sorcery. This is sorcery speed, so we could ignore it. Kindling Phoenix. So when it dies, it leaves a 0/1 behind. Yeah. Can't. Yeah, Pact of Negation feels like the weakest link here. So. Yeah, that was last time. What was I thinking? Just because it flies. So we're gonna take 6 damage. Yeah, the Pact of Negation is interesting, but really not working. So we do have a Zaret Sun. That's not gonna get through. I am. Yeah, the sad thing about this is if our opponent has 1 more mana... Okay, at least I know what card I'm cutting now. So, I've had Path of Negation for several rounds. Yeah, he just drops it again. I'm still whiffing on it. Nothing to get back, so no point. Just hit for damage. Languish. Does it have haste? It gets haste, so yeah, so we're taking another. We need one more mana for Gyruda, but wow, Rekindling Phoenix is annoying. Yeah, I cannot cast Pactification here. Opponent probably thinking they could have just pumped with Castle Embred. Okay, we did hit the command tower. I'm still dead anyway. It's worth a shot. So let's see what we hit. We hit their card. So let's exile light up. Unfortunately, I still need to hit removal for this one. Can't cast that. It just gets exiled. Cosmotronic Wave, yeah. Oh wait. I did find a use for it. But still not ideal. I'm probably not going to... Yeah, I would need to spend 5 mana. Thanks for... Oh wait, it's the other way around. Yeah, take action. Well, no, it's a way to kill it. Auto pay. Good. So we're gonna make that one extra cut. Then we're going to make some more adjustments here. So yeah, Pact of Negation. It's really a good idea, but no, that's gotta go. I kind of want either more removal or more action. Let's put that Chainer's Edict. Actually, I did say that was the one card I want to put in. So let's do that. So we're cutting a non-creature for a non-creature. So Pact Negation goes. Is there any other cheap There's Innocent Blood. Each player sacrifices a creature, but no, we're gonna go for the one we get multiple shots at. So Chainer's Edict. Actually, I did say I did want one more land because of all the extra mulls I'm taking. So what's another card that's probably not paying off? I'll leave this in for now, but I just know mentally I'm supposed to make space for one more land. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is keepable. We have 4 lands actually, so we're gonna keep this. Yeah, Thoughtseize into... Oh wow, this is gonna be painful. Wait, yeah, painful. So do I do the no? Elder Spell, Omnath Locus of Creation. This could be a Planeswalker deck. Okay, we'll keep that up. Definitely want to hit. Okay, so Agadeem's Awakening enters tap. Because we're gonna play 2 here. Okay, what's our... Okay, Uro is always a problem. Faber, Growth Spiral helps. Okay, our opponent has huge mana problems. Knowing that, he gets green here, green here. We're gonna kick the Yasharn. And knock on wood, our opponent doesn't draw a... Well, technically they can hit Faber or Elder, so we... That probably should have been our first kick. Oh, they hit the Hinterland Harbor. But at least we know our opponent doesn't have that much gas, so we're gonna go for the Teeth of Sand. Which is awkward knowing they have an Uro. It's a good thing I didn't discard that one first. Yeah, Elder Spell only hits Planeswalkers. That's kind of what I... Opponent's gonna get next... Opponent's... Left mana for either Uro or Fabro Elder. Growth Spiral is fine too, yeah. That gives you a... That gives him a one-shot land acceleration with Arcane Signet. Okay. So we have Drown in the Lock X... Oh wow. Drown in the Lock might be timely. So hit an island. So Stomping Ground, Yukon, Crag, Migration. Yeah, we're gonna take the migration path. We do need the lands as well. I could cast it as is, but I know our opponent's gonna drop something big turn 4 that I need to counter, so... And yes, our opponent has enough cards. As long as it's not the 5x spell. Not great, our opponent gets to recast this again next turn, but it does buy us a little time. It does buy us time to do the migration patching. We can even steal Omnath. That's gonna be something. Okay, we hit a Merfolk Wind Robber. See what we hit. Okay. Okay, I have two choices. I can either get greedy, then do the migration path next turn. I know he's gonna drop Omnath. And I need to check. As long as it remains exiled, so I can still cast it. Opponent could also be tempted to do the Uro play, but I'm more likely to drop Omnath now. Let's hope he doesn't have his own Agent of Treachery. Okay, doesn't have the mana to cast it back. He does have the Faber Elder. Probably drops that. Funny thing is, with Migration Path, we can do a token first, then do the +1/+1 counter, so we're forced to discard the card. Hold on. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, if you don't have the cards, you just borrow your opponent's cards. Well, we were going to make our opponent mill and do a loss. And we were already at Agent Treachery mana. Yeah, that. Thank you, opponent. Those were very good cards. So yeah, I really miss Thief of Sanity. I miss Hostage Taker. Those were the good days of Magic. Fourth Basri's Lieutenant, that's fine. You know what? I think we have time. Let's do one more game. Yeah. Gyruda's pretty much there just because it also happens to mill. We don't exactly get pure synergies. In fact, we're lucky if we actually hit at all, but most of our opponents are unprepared, so they there's a Kinnan. Opponent goes first, so we have a problem. That said, turn 2 Blackguard. Okay, I'm gonna go for it. I don't want to draw Agent of Treachery, but we'll go Fetid Pools, Blackguard. We have... Oh yeah, actually we do Blackguard first. Opponent probably pumps. So I just... Let's see. Time to do some math here. I know I want to do the Thoughtseize. Okay, he has 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yikes! I don't think I'm gonna survive an Uro. So I'm gonna have to accept the cold. I'm gonna accept the cold. Kolga. And Kolga's a fight effect, though. He has a way to give it indestructible. Wait, not enough mana for it. Yeah, it's fight, so it's gonna be slightly awkward. We will have Gonti next turn. Yeah, we were not gonna survive through it. He might even Kolga for Una's Blackguard, which would be a problem. At 6 mana. Midnight Lock, okay. 2, 4, that's 7 mana. He could just also roll the dice here. He does have mana for Kolga. The nice thing that these rogues have incidental death touch, so Gonti next turn. I could Gadwick the Wysen, X equals 4. Wow, draws multiple cards. Wow, that's an advantage strange. So there's a Bajuka Bug, which... Let's see if our opponent is willing to trade Gadwick. We're probably still dead at this point, just because of the lack of removal for this. I'm sure I could have bounced it, but yeah, we needed more hard removal. We just didn't happen to have it in our opening hand. Opponent's thinking about it. Kind of wants to block. Yeah, he kind of wants to block. Gives me an extra blocker, which is fine. Yeah, didn't want to discard the card, so we're gonna drop Gonti. I guess. Okay, what are we more likely to cast? Great Shark. Unfortunately, I would like to have one more man. Yeah, I would like an untapped mana source. Oh, it goes Torn Mana. Probably takes out the Blackguard. Okay, that makes sense. Opponent's more likely to just banner. Okay, buffing the party. I know our opponent can't. Takes out the token. I'd be more than happy if he takes out Gonti, but yeah. Yeah, a bit of a wall of text. Takes out Gonti, doesn't realize I could still cast this. Oh, it does now. Gonna take the hit. Come on, untap mana. Untap mana. Now, our opponent could just roll the dice instead. I wouldn't be able to counter it, but let's be honest, our opponent is very likely to just cast that. Turn Timber Symbiosis. Okay, can't counter that, so we'll let that through. We do have an option in case if it's really bad. Ooh, that's bad. So he still has actually the mana for Kogla. Does he have a counter? No. So what do we eat? He just cast this again, but that's actually fine. We need to slow down his mana a bit. It's about to reshuffle, but if I don't draw an untapped source, we're about to deny him. So if it actually goes for Koga, we can just bounce it back to his hand. So we still have an Elder Gargoyle to deal with, but it's actually beatable. So we'll see how our opponent does it. He does have the mana for it. He has way too much mana for it, actually. Goes for Koga. Koga gets this Great Shark, to which I respond by bouncing Kogla. So that this counters the fight. Yeah, I'm glad our opponent's not running the counterspell version. He also now knows that I can block his Maraleaf Pixies. So we'll see if he gets careless. Okay, he gets careless. He might actually have an actual counter. So... So we're still gonna take a little bit of that. But still a lot better given the alternative. One more mana, we can actually steal our opponent. Oh, it's War again. Oh wow. So wait, this is at 8. So we have Nighthawk Scavenger as an option. Our opponent can still fight it, but this is... How many cards is there? Creature... Oh, it's creature, sorcery... Oh wow. Not much, eh? I'm gonna actually take the Feasting Troll King. Oh, I should have taken the Questing Beast, but doesn't matter between the two. At least this one's a larger body. If our opponent goes Koga, he can get either one of these two will die anyway. Opponent is likely to just cast Uro after all the cards I milled out from under. I'm still missing one more mana. I have the Agent of Treachery ready. I have the... Well, Riches not so great because our opponent gets to choose. Probably just gives us Azusa. So left with the land. So it's land, sorcery... Land, sorcery, creature. Okay, so it's just a tree. Not so great. Give me another roll of the dice. Oh, that's about to end. Yeah, whiffing on that land is a bit of a pain. So just drop this now. Tree, 4 tree, but that's gonna change next few turns. I'm just gonna encourage the trade here. Yeah, we're not gonna get the live Thieves Guild Enforcer. At least we have a live Nighthawk Scavenger. And we're actually... Yeah, our opponent is concerned. This is gonna be ticking down soon. Probably wants to decide if he wants to just recycle everything at once. If our opponent fights this, we get to take it out and gain a little life in the process. Our opponent's more likely to fight this. Now that said, our opponent can just bounce Azusa, so it's not a net loss. In fact, they get to take something out of us and we don't get to fight back. Or he can just take out the Thieves Guild Enforcer. It's oh no, he forgot to hold priority. And we actually now have 8 cards exact. Asa Deep Well. Our opponent probably blinks Llanowar Visionary. Oh yeah. What if we take their Tasa? Okay. Okay, drops a land, so we'll block with this. Yeah, I'm still short 1 mana, that's the problem. Come on. Okay, reshuffles everything, so this goes down to 1 tree. Wow, not so great. That's a bit big shrink. And I can't really cast anything. Wow. Whiffing that mana is a problem. That just buys me 1 turn. Barring any haste effect, yeah, I could have taken their Questing Beast. But wow, we did have many options on that one. Also wondering if they do drop a large creature. They did draw most of their deck at this point. Yeah, just missing that 1 mana is already painful. Ooh, again. Probably drop something bigger. This is not torn. Arcane Signet. Spinning Wheel. Okay, lots of artifact sources. So we probably just steal Kinnan. If I ever get the chance to do it. Because 1, 2, 3. Yeah, probably steal Kinnan. We'll never get to activate this ability, but it doesn't matter. As long as we deny it from our opponent, force them to remove it, it's fine. And it's creature you control. Creature, sorcery, so in your opponent's graveyards, okay. Okay, so come on, hit us with a land. Yes, we got hit with a land. So we reduced those shenanigans a little bit. Unfortunately, yeah, if I cast Riches, they just give us the Llanowar Visionary. That's no good. Well, at least I'm not staring down on Ugin anymore. We just need 1 more land now to hit with Gyruda again. Opponent now in the interesting scenario where they... Well, a bounce spell would ruin us. Yeah, thinking really hard here. So I probably will cut the Elder Spell also. Yeah, the Elder Spell's probably the next cut. I probably just cut that for against the Baylock again. I am forced to block this. Like, I probably can block it recharge. No. Because I'm sure as heck not giving them Kinnan back. They do have the so Nighthawk by itself not a great one. And they're just gonna keep bouncing the Visionary. That said, the odds are good they give us the Visionary back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can steal this. I can also steal this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me 3 mana. No good. I need to. So, tap another target creature. I don't think it's enough. I think we have they have way too much mana. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. They have too much mana. They can just tap everything down. It's a good game. If they see that line. Yeah, that's a good game. They had way too much mana at this point. Surviving this far, I guess that's good enough. That's good enough, I suppose. I'll take that as a moral victory. And there we go. That's Historic Brawl. We did get our 2 wins. Some choices are debatable. We did change a few of them. Yeah, we're definitely cutting that Elder Spell. So Planeswalker decks are not quite showing up. So for final cuts, this one you'll see in the deck list. Elder Spell goes. Let's do a land check. Elder Spell goes. We probably just add 1 more swamp. It's either 1 more swamp or one more removal spell. I'm more inclined to just hit the swamp after so many rounds of missing lands. I did cut Elder Spell, right? No, it's still here. Let's cut that. Okay. Yeah, that'll be my final cut. And that's it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, have a great weekend, everyone. Hope to see you guys again sometime soon. Take care, God bless, stay safe, everyone, wherever you are. Have a good day.